Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be discussing lesson 3-2, which is graphing on a coordinate plane, which is a relatively simple lesson, and I think you guys should do well in this. Today our objective is going to be to graph points and lines on a coordinate plane. Alright, we have several vocabulary words today. The first one, a coordinate plane, is a plane formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line called the x-axis and a vertical number line called the y-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal axis on a coordinate plane. The y-axis is the vertical axis on a coordinate plane. A quadrant is the x and y axes divide the coordinate plane into 4 regions. Each region is called a quadrant. The x-coordinate is the first number in an order that tells you the distance to move left or right. Y-coordinate is the second number in an ordered pair, and it tells you the distance to move up and down. Origin is the point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect on a coordinate plane, which is 0, 0. Graph of an equation is a graph of the set of ordered pairs that are solutions of the equation. Alright, let's take a look at what we're talking about. Our hint here says the sign of a number indicates which direction you move. Positive is going to be up and down. Positive is going to be up or to the right. It's going to be up or to the right. And negative is going to be down or to the left. Alright, and this is going to be your x-coordinate right here, your first one, and your y is going to be your second. Okay, now remember, your first one is going to tell you how many units you're going to move left or right, and your second one is going to tell you how many you have to move up or down. Okay, now our quadrants, if you remember our vocabulary, we had quadrant, and this picture over here tells you where quadrant 1 is, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Now, an easy way to help you remember this is to draw a C starting with this quadrant right here. If you draw a C, okay, that kind of tells you the order in which you're going to number these. Alright, now what this slide is showing us is it's telling us how to graph the ordered pair 2, 3. Well, we start with the origin, the 0, 0 right here. It tells us since our first number here is 2, we have to move to the right 2 places, 1, 2. Then our 3 right here is telling us that we have to move up 3 places. So we move up 3 places, 1, 2, 3. So our ordered pair 2, 3 is going to be right here on the green dot. Easy enough. Pay close attention to your quadrants because on your homework it is going to ask you what is the ordered pair and what quadrant is it located in. Alright, let's take a look at our next one. Alright, in our next slide it's simply asking us what is the coordinates for each pair. So let's start with R. Well, we notice that R is right here. So I'm going to again start on my origin right there in the middle. I'm going to have to move to the right 1 place. So right off the bat I know that my first number is going to be 1 because I moved only 1 place. Then I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3. Since I moved up 3, my y-coordinate is going to be 3. So my ordered pair is 1, 3. Alright, let's take a look at S. Now on S I don't have to move to the left or right at all, so it's simply 0. Then I'm going to have to move down 1, 2, 3. Now, since I'm moving down, my y-coordinate has to be negative. If I was moving up, it would be positive, but since it's moving down, it has to be negative. Alright, let's take a look at T. To get over to T, I have to move 1, 2 places to the left. Now, since I move to the left, that has to be negative. And I have to move up 1, 2. Alright, since I moved up, it's going to be positive 2. Excellent. Now let's take a look at U. U, I move over 1, 2, 3. Since I moved to the left, again, remember that's negative. And I didn't have to move up or down at all, so that's simply going to be 0. So my ordered pair for U would be negative 3, 0. Oh, but wait, look. Look at our directions. Our directions say it wants the quadrants also. So let's go back and name these quadrants. Now remember what I said. We'll start in this top quadrant right here, and we'll draw a C, and that'll tell us how to label these. So this top right one right here is going to be quadrant 1. The top left is going to be 2. Bottom left is going to be 3. And the bottom right is going to be 4. Alright, so let's see. R is going to be in quadrant 1. Now these are also always written in Roman numerals, so on your paper just make sure you write those in Roman numerals also. S, if you notice S, that is on my y-axis. So on that one, it's not going to have a quadrant. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that one blank. T is going to be in quadrant 2. And U, again, is on an axis, so it does not have a quadrant. Alright, good. Let's take a look at our next slide. Alright, now on this one, basically what we have to do is we have to fill out the table before we can graph this. Now it's fairly simple. If you look right here, it gives us the y values that we're going to be using, that we're going to substitute into this equation right here. Okay, so on this first line right here, I'm going to have 2, sorry about that, 2, times my x value, which Chase told me is 0, minus 3. And that's going to give me my y value right there. So what is 2 times 0? Well, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3, that's simply negative 3. So over here, I know my x is 0 because, well, it told me that right there. And the y we solved for was negative 3. So that's one of my points. Let's go ahead and graph that now. X, remember I go x before y and y to the sky, so my x is 0, so I don't have to go over it all, then I have to go down negative 3 for my first point. So my first point is going to be right there. Now let's go to our next one. Again, I'm going to substitute that x value in there, so it would be 2 times 1 minus 3. Well, 2 times 1 is 2, minus 3 is what, negative 1? And again, I already have my x is 1. It gave that to me right there. My y value is negative 1. Okay, so let's graph that. So I have to go over 1 to the right, down 1. So that's going to put my next point right there. Okay, let's keep on going. My next one, I'm going to have 2 times 2 minus 3. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3 is positive 1. And again, my x value, it gives that to me over here, so that's 2, comma, 1. Alright, so I have to go over 2, 1, 2, up 1. Okay, now let's do the last one that I have here. So I'm going to have 2 times 3 minus 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 3 is 3. So my x value, again, I know is 3, tells me that over there. So I'm going to have 3, comma, 3. So I'll go over 3, up 3, which gives me my last point right there. And let's draw our line through that. And there we go. You guys can do that. Good luck.